Watching the Hong Kong protests has to be one of the most goddamned confusing things that I have ever seen in my life. Now, on a fundamental level, I do support the people trying to stop the protests. The protests very clearly are an imperialist plot. My disagreement is with what the complete source of those protests are. For example, I believe that there's something very fundamentally wrong with Hong Kong culture, that it truly believes that they are not China, that they are the UK, and there's something very, very messed up about that, and that I've seen that as a thing arising from China's one country, two systems, although the two systems look very much the same. But I think it's pretty much impossible to deny at this point that the Hong Kong protests are being fueled by the United States. I think that's pretty clear. Now, we recently saw the leader activists palling around with basically U.S. diplomats and whatnot in their office, and that was published by the Chinese media, the mainland Chinese media, and the U.S. denounced that as thuggish. So posting a picture of people in your country organizing protests, meeting with foreign powers is thuggish, but not, killing like one black man every day in the United States. Okay, whatever. But on the other hand, there's even more information that has come out. Nathan Law, one of the leaders of the anti-government group in Hong Kong, has announced that he will be going to Yale to finish his master's program over the next year. So it's like, yeah, there's this really great thing that we have to fight, this reason we have to stand up. Okay, later guys, going to school. And this has taken many of the counter-protesters, the ones against the protesters in Hong Kong, to say, I go to Yale, you go to jail. I mean, think about this. I mean, the guy is literally going to Yale. That's like the most elite educational institution in the entire world. If that doesn't reek of elitism, what does? If that doesn't reek of U.S. favor, what does? And I think that it's really, really apparent at this point that what's going on is a U.S. plot. I get the very real sense that this may not have been a U.S. plot from the beginning, but that maybe there was some domestic opposition to the mainland extending its authority into Hong Kong, even though it's the same bloody country, but that the U.S. has taken advantage of this the same way that they have taken advantage of, having a small amount of people upset at Bashar al-Assad for one policy or another, and then funding an entire friggin' terrorist movement that practically destroyed the entire country. So I just thought it was important to point out that this guy who claims to be so grassroots, so, bottom level decision making, I'm just one of the people, is going off to Yale. He's leaving the movement that he's responsible for leading to some degree or another, and going off to the most elite educational institution in the entire world. And you know what? I think that speaks volumes about him and his movement. Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.